Welcome everyone. In this video, you all are going to learn about building blocks of program. Here we have explained different elements which help us to create a program like data, data types, and the terms like variable and constant. And at the end, we are going to explain you how to bind the data to the variables and constant. Before starting with our tutorial, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe, and those who have already subscribed, please hit the like and share button. So without any delay, let's begin our tutorial number 5. When it comes to creating a program, we need to know that programs are always created by integrating basic elements, and coordination between them help us to create a complete and running program. So the elements of programs are like data, data types, variable, constant, and data binding. So we'll look at each of them one by one. So when it comes to data, data is the collection of facts such as number, measurement, observation, anything. So data is the distinct piece of information which is going to be processed by a program. So if we don't have any data, there is no means of program. Data also act as an input to the program. So all softwares are divided into two general categories, that is data and programs. And programs are always the collection of instruction that manipulates the data. Let's understand this with an example. You can see on the screen, there are random words, numbers put up together for you all. These all are meaningless until it has been associated with anything. Like if you see on the screen, like there are two names. So if I ask who are Ansari brothers, so then it's Mudassar and Altamash. And when you see here, there are countries like UAE, India, Africa, and Maldives. So they are meaningless until they have been assigned or associated with some context. Like I asked you that who all are Ansari brother, so I took our name. So now that data which is over here is relevant to the Ansari brothers. And if I say countries, then you have seen the four name of the countries also. Like you can see, there is decimal number like 0.456 and 3.143. Now they are irrelevant until I say what is the value of pi. So it is 3.14. You can also see there is a negative number on screen. So that is -5. So you are getting my point that whenever data is there, but those random data are associated with some context, then only it becomes meaningful. So if we are creating a program which accept data of person, its city, country, email ID, percentage of marks, then these are the relevant data which is going to be taken in consideration. You can also see there are some decimal numbers like 87.45. It could be somebody's HSC percentage. Here there is 63.41. That could be somebody's 12th standard percentage. You can see there is an email ID. What is the largest four-digit number? You can see there is one largest four-digit number. So this is how you can associate random data to its context. So I hope you have understood about the data. So data plays an important role. We'll move ahead now. So here comes the next part of data, that is data types. So all programming languages characterize its data by their types. So whenever you are using any data, that data has got its own type. This helps a programming language to define some set of values and set of operation that can be applied on those values. That's why data types are very important. Data types can be simple types and composite types. Simple types data cannot be further broken into smaller elements, whereas composite type data which are formed on the simple types. Here we have taken Python as a programming language, and Python is dynamically typed. This means there is no need to define data types explicitly while defining the variable. We will look this in future. We can understand this better by with an example. So you can see on the screen there are list of data types, example, and its description. So you can see that there is an int, float, str, and boolean. This all comes under simple types. So whenever there is a integer number like 10, we can assign it to a variable that is x, which implicitly have data type int. Okay. Then there is 3.14, which is assigned to y, and the data type of y is float. There is a name variable which is got value as John. Now look at the difference between these two literals. Now what are literals? Literals are the value given to the variables. So it is enclosed in double quotes. So whenever we are working with the character data, which is going to be used as a string, it has to be enclosed in either double quotes or single quotation marks. And in future, we will see there are triple quotes also for writing the multiple line data, which can be a paragraph. So name data type is string, and there is a boolean which is like true or false value. Like this variable is true is having value true, and that is true data type is bool. Now we will go ahead with the composite data type. So we will have a just look at this composite data type. Like there is a list, you can see numbers is the variable and it has got value as 1, 2, and 3. So this is the list data type in Python. This is the tuple data type in Python. See the difference is square brackets, and here it is parenthesis. Then you can have a set and a dictionary. So these all are composite data type. Now in the last slide, I have explained that composite data types are formed with the help of simple types. So you can see the value of 10 is a simple type as integer, and the number in the number list data type, you will have 1, 2, and 3. So these are the three different integers. And here you can see the dictionary is consist of a name and a value. So it is a key value pair. See, this is also string, this is also string, this is also string, and there is a number over here for age. I'll give you some hands-on experience on Python shell to see how these data types look into the Python. So if we say x is equal to 10 and we press enter, so there is a variable which is created with the value of 10. The variable name is x. So when you type a function name as type and put a x in parentheses, and when you press enter, you will see there is a output which is generated by Python, that is class, and in single quotes that is written int. So this signifies that Python is supporting data type, but you don't need to write it before declaring it to any variable. So we'll go ahead. There is one more example, 3.14, like this. Now I will use type with the value of y. So type is a function and we are using passing the value as y variable. So you can see the type of y is float. Then again, we will use name is equal to John. And if we see type of name variable, it gives class str. Okay. Now again, I will use is true and the value of true is true. Then if I see the type of is true, so you can see it is bool, that is representation of boolean. Now let's go ahead with the another topic, that is variable. So variables are name locations for memory. Now everyone has to understand, we need to go little deep down in the memory of the computer that is going to be used while executing a program. So whenever computer is executing a program, it needs some set of memories to work on it. Like if we are declaring some values to be getting processed, those value has to be stored in the RAM, and those memories are numbered, means like the locations are having number, because computer is a mathematical tool, so everything in computer is generated with numbers. So whenever we are working with memories, we as a human cannot locate the memory with the help of numbers. So there are lots of numbers that gives to one location. So it is very difficult to imagine because there is no representation of it. So I'll just give you one quick diagrammatic representation of that. So look, this is the RAM and it is divided into the chunks, or you can say memory blocks. Now I'm taking very small grid. There are lots. There is a lot, means they are in thousands. It depends on the number of GBs of RAM you have in your computer. So like these are the numbered location 100111012 and so on. So whenever you declare a variable, it gets inside this, like here, or we were saying C as a variable. So look, whenever you define a variable, it's get to a location. So this is very difficult to locate it with the help of a number. So you can see there is one number assigned to it, 1011. So whenever we are using it in programming language, we are using as a X. So computer comes to know that X has got location 1011. And even like this, if we go ahead, so we can see there is Y which is on block number 1026 and C variable is on 1027. So whenever we are working with this three variable, computer automatically picks the locations with the help of the variable which we have assigned in the program. So X is on 1011, Y is on 1026 and C is on 1027. So it will be very difficult for us to give computer these numbers because these are dynamically generated and changed when the programs get executed and when it completes. So now we will go ahead with the variables. That variables are nothing but they are the name locations which we give at the time of program creation. So our data will reside in these variables. So variable holds the data item and it has a type. So we will see this on prompt Python shell that we have defined the variable x and y and name. So all these three variable are having some type, that is int, float and str, and they have been assigned on some memory location. So we are unaware of those numbers, but we are aware of this x, y and name. So I'll just give you one simple operation like c is equal to x plus y, and now the value of x as 10 is used and the value of y as 3.14 is used, and they both got added and assigned to c. So we'll see the value of c over here with the help of print function. So now I'm giving you the different types of functions also over here, like type function we have seen in earlier explanation. Now we are looking at the print function. So whenever you use print function with the value of c in it, it will print the value of c. So you can see the value of c is now 13.14, which is the addition of 10 and 3.14. Okay. Now it's time for constants. Now, when you have heard about the word variable, what is the first thing come to your mind? That variables always tends to change. So whenever we declare a variable, its value might get changed at the end of the program. But this is not the same with the constant. So many programming language has the features called constant where you define one value to be constant from starting of the program till the end of the program. So usually constant variables are created with the capital letters. Now look how we have created the variable x and y with small case. Now constants are always created with the capital letters. Though it is not a rule, but it is a standard convention or a good practice to give constant in capital letters. And we are in Python programming. Again, there is a note that Python does not support constant or non-reassignable variables. So just giving the variable names in capital letters don't make those variable constant. So let's see with an example. So we are back to the prompt again. So now look, if I declare the value of a pi variable with 3.14 as a value, my variable is declared and its type is also assigned. Let's see. But this does not mean that pi is now going to be used as a constant. It can be used as a constant, but it can be reassigned also. Look, if I change the value of pi to 6, now if I print the value of pi, so it gives me 6. So now look, I showed you in earlier example that you can use print function, but we are on prompt. We can directly use the variable name and press enter. It will give you the value of that variable. Now again, we'll reassign the value of pi to its real value, that is 3.14. Now you can see if I type pi and print. So the concept of constant is only for us to make things convenient for us to understand that these are the variables which are going to be used as a constant, and we does not reassign it purposely, but it can be modified. So we have came to our end of the topic. Let's see data binding. So this is the most important thing in the programming, that whenever you use the data, the data has to be properly assigned to a variable or a constant, just like what we have seen in the last slide. So you need to know that there are two, three types of assignments. Like there is a direct assignment where we give the value directly to a variable, or there is a computational assignment, or there is an indirect assignment, like assigning it from another variable by creating some operations. So like this, we'll see it on a prompt. So like if we are having variable a and we have assigned it to 5, then there is a variable b which value is 9. So these are the direct assignment. If you create a variable c with the value of x, so this is an indirect assignment where the value of x is equal to 10, which is now been assigned to c. And if you have a d and you write a plus b plus c, then it gives the sum of all the three, like 5 plus 9 plus 10, and it will be added to together and save it in d. So when you print d, you will get the value as 24. So 5 plus 9 is 14 and 14 plus 10 is 24. So this is how things are there in Python. So just to revise what we have did in this tutorial, we have started with what is a data, what are the different contexts that associated with data, what are data types. Whenever we are using a data, it is having an implicit data type which is being assigned by Python to the variable. Then we have seen what are variables, what are constant, and how what is the difference between variable and a constant, and how to assign the values to variable and constant. So that was the part as data binding. So hope you like our video content explanation. We would be waiting for your comments to improvise our content creation, videos, and lecture theory, everything. Hope you like our video. Thank you for watching with us. Do like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos.